Thank you.
Good. Be good.
Welcome, girl. Welcome. How you doing? Doing, girl?
Listen, I am good. That warm-up was fire. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I ain't got my pen and paper. I got my phone.
You got your phone?
I got my drink.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I was like, I did the toilet break.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm good to go. So,
and can I say, girl, you look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you
absolutely
so
beautiful.
Thank you, darling. I love you.
Take it away, and I will be right back.
Awesome. Thank you, loves. So big up, loves. Can I just be me? My team who are in the house today, big up all my team, my ISI team. Please feel free to ask them questions and stuff, and they'll help you with questions and stuff in the chat if I can't get to you, okay? So I hope everyone's doing really, really well today. I am excited. I'm excited every week. I tell you, literally, I'm just like, and then I have the nervies, I get like the butterflies, and I'm just like, but we're here. So welcome to ISI. I'm just going to say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I just thank you for today. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your grace. I thank you for your mercy. I thank you for joy, peace, and understanding. I thank you for wisdom. I thank you for the highs and the lows. I thank you for the good and the bad. I thank you for the up and the down. I thank you for the in and the out. And I thank you, Father, that all things work together for our good. In Jesus' name. And we're all going to leave this session feeling what? Yes, we are going to leave this session feeling high. So welcome to ISI, guys. Today's topic is what you resist persists. It's a bit of a tongue tie for me because I've got a bit of a lisp. So I'll just be like, what you resist persists. Okay? So if I get tongue-tied when I'm trying to say it, please forgive me. But that's what we are going to talk about today. And this topic, I think it's really going to help us, okay? So I really want you guys to take notes, okay? Write down anything that you think, yeah, I want to look into that. And anything I say that you think, you know, you want to delve into, do your research, you know? As people who are growing and evolving, one of the things that helps us is being a thinker. You know, use your mind, use your heart, use your soul, think for yourself, feel for yourself, and know what feels right for you. And if I say anything today that you don't agree with, hey, listen, don't throw the whole teaching away because I said one thing you don't agree with. You know, just try and take what you want and leave what you don't want. And this is how it is. There's no pressure. And we are just here to love on you. And we are here to sharpen each other because we are iron sharpens iron. And I tell you, doing this every week really, 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 really has helped me. Now, we're going to talk about the topic. So today's topic is what you resist persists. Now you think, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I'm going to give you an example. So what you resist persists. So imagine you had what can I say? Okay, I know. So maybe you want to lose some weight, okay? You want to lose some weight and you want to get down to a certain size or you want a six pack or whatever. And every morning you wake up and you set the alarm. And as Darnell said, I think I heard him say something about resisting the alarm, and you resist the alarm. But you know what the alarm does? It persists. When you resist the alarm, it persists until you get up. And then you got to take action and stop the alarm. What you resist persists. And then you resist the alarm, and then you resist going to the gym. So then you resist going to the gym, you resist eating healthy, you resist all these good things. Then what happens? You get the persistent bulge. You get the persistent fatigue. You get the persistent laziness. What you resist persists. I'll give you another example. This is a personal example. I remember back in the day, I had a type, and I would always say, I don't like this type of guy. I don't date this type of guy. I don't want this type of guy. And you know which type of guy would always show up for me? The very same type of guy that I just finished saying I don't want. I would say, but I don't want it. Why is that what always shows up for me? Have you ever realized that? Ladies and gentlemen, like, let me ask you this question. Have you ever noticed, that the guy that you want never wants you back? And the one that you don't want, he might run you down, he might send you flowers, he send you texts. He's like the God's gift, but you just don't want it. And the one that you want doesn't want you. And that's that for me, it was that kind of what I'm trying to resist having keeps showing up for me. I'm like, why can't I just get someone who just, why can't I? Why can't I? And listen to what I said, why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? That confession, why can't I? Why can't I? And I would always say that, oh, why? Everything was why. Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? What you resist persists. If you resist change in your life, if you resist change in your mindset, what will happen? Your old mindset will persist. So what you resist will persist. If you say, oh, I don't want to be depressed anymore, but yet still you stay in the bed every day, you don't go out, you don't speak to no one, you don't get help, you don't get therapy, you don't come and do your love journey, what's going to happen? You're going to stay there with the depression. The only way that the depression goes is when you start to take a stand and say, do you know what? Enough is enough. I'm ready for a change and I don't want to experience this anymore. And you either go and see a doctor and you get medication, you go and get counseling, you go and get some help because you no longer are resisting the change. You are ready for change. How many of you are ready for change? I know I'm ready for change. How many of you are ready for growth? How many of you are ready for increase? How many of you are ready for abundance? Well, if you are ready for that, you got to be prepared for it. You have to be prepared for it because you know what God says, he will not give you more than you can bear. And we always think that when he says he will not give you more than you can bear, it means the bad things, but it doesn't only mean the bad things. It means the good things too. I will not give you more than you can carry. So some of us, if we was to win the lottery tomorrow, we wouldn't know what to do with it. Or we would do stupidness with it because we haven't learned how to manage money. Or we would waste it. Yeah, we would waste it. And, you know, that's what we would do. I just want to say, guys, okay, there will be an opportunity for you to speak. So if you do want to speak, raise your hand. And when I've finished, I will get to you and we'll have this open forum. Okay, so yeah, and if you don't, then that's fine. So what you resist persists. And I tell you, I resisted change. I resisted growth. I resisted a lot of things. And I got to that point where I resisted singleness. Oh my gosh, I resisted singleness like it was a plague. And guess what? We're still here, but it's okay because I'm no longer resisting. I've started to embrace myself as Aundrea and not, you know, dictate to myself or define myself by my marital status. You know, oh, I'm a single woman. No, I'm a woman. I'm Aundrea and this is who I am. Am I single? Yes, I am. Would I like to be in a relationship? Absolutely. But do I feel that you know, am I craving for it? Am I you know, resisting being single anymore? No, I'm not. I've learned to accept. And that's a key to what is the key of knowing how to overcome resistance, how to overcome resistance. And it's like, for instance, I'm going to give you another example. You know, like when you go to when you go to the jungle or the like a safari and whatever. And I think I don't know what animal it is, but there's an animal that, like, if it's chasing you, you don't run. You lay down on the floor and you play dead. And if it nuzzles you, you just let it fling you over. You just let it do what it wants to do. Because if you resist it, it's going to persist to chase you. It's going to persist to chase you. So in nature, so in natural, right? So what you resist will persist. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's an ostrich. I don't think it's an ostrich. I think it's, is it a lion? I think it's what is it then? The rhino, elephant. Rhino. Okay, the rhino. Okay, rhino, bear. Yeah, play dead. Yeah, the bear as well. Play dead. Play dead. Play dead. And then leave you alone. And I tell you what, some of us need to play dead in some of our situations that we're facing, you know. Some of us are just way too resistant in some of our situations. Some of us just need to just be like, I didn't hear that. Let me just keep moving. Let me stay present. Let me remind myself to be present. And one of the things about learning to not resist things is to be present in the moment and to ask yourself, if I resist this, am I going to get the outcome that I need? And if I continue to resist this, am I going to stay in the situation that I am? So you've got to get to that point where you decide whether, am I in a situation that I want to stay in, or am I in a situation that I want to grow in and go on from? What do I want to do? So when you've come to that place and you say, you know what, enough is enough. I am not going to resist. I am going to get to that place of what? Acceptance. Because in the face of acceptance is where you will find growth. In that place of accepting, I need to change. In that place of accepting that I got a bad attitude. In that place of accepting that I'm being lazy. In that place of accepting what you're doing and realizing that you're going to change it. So you accept and change. You accept and change. You accept and you change. Because like I said again, the thing that you resist will keep showing up for you. So the key to overcoming resistance is acceptance. Accept the things that you cannot change and ask God to give you the grace to go through the things that are facing you. You ask God, give me the grace. I accept what I cannot change, and I move in the direction of the things that I desire. I move in the direction of the things that I desire. I wrote some notes today because I had a nice little revelation of this when I was meditating on this today. So the more you try to push something away is the more it shows up. You know, it's almost like that boomerang sort of thing. You know, the more you pull it, and then when it lets go, it comes with a force. The only time I want that to happen in my life is when God is propelling me to the next level. When God is preparing me to the next level, hey, listen, I don't mind the pullback, but I don't want the pullback from depression. I don't want the pullback from this. I don't want, but listen to what I'm saying. I don't want. It's not that I don't want it. I don't have. But the normal thing for us to say is what I just said. I don't want that. I don't want that. And the funny thing is, if you say, I don't want something, you are creating the not wanting of a thing. So the thing will keep showing up so you cannot want it. I'll say it again. If you say you don't want something, you are creating the not wanting of a thing. So the thing will keep showing up that you cannot want it. So you are creating the I don't want. So the thing that you don't want has to show up for you so you can say that you don't want it. Oh, I don't want to be broke. Okay, so brokenness will keep showing up for you so you cannot want it. Rather than speaking, I speak abundance over my life. We need to change the way that we speak and the way that we say things, because the Bible says that there is life and death in the power of your tongue. So you have to, what does it say? Choose life. Choose. It's a choice. Remember a few weeks ago, we spoke about choices. I'm reiterating it today. Choose life. Choose to make decisions. I choose. I don't make excuses anymore. I make choices. I don't make excuses. I make choices. That when I do something, I made a choice to do that. So I'm not going to make an excuse for, oh, why did you do that? Because it was what I wanted to do. And then I make the choice. And sometimes I make the choice to take the consequences. I do. Sometimes I make the choice to say, you know what? I'm not going to go to the gym today. And I'll take the consequences of missing my class and then, you know, feeling a little bit floppy and then maybe getting the habit of, I'm not going to go today. I'm not going to go today. I'm not going to go. And next thing you know, I have to start going to the gym. Like, don't talk about it. It's a real scenario. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, because you know I'm not out here trying to play like I've got it all together and I've done it all. Guys, this is why it's called iron sharpens iron. I come here every week just as much for me as I do for you. Like, believe you me. Because I tell you what, if you want to learn something, teach it. If you want to learn something, teach it. Because you're going to have to learn it to teach it. So if you want to know something and you want to get good at something, start teaching it. Start sharing it. What you guys get here on a weekly basis, share it. Because the more you share it, is the more it's going to become alive to you, the more it's going to manifest, the more it's going to show up for you, the more it's going to, you know, be real for you. So share. Show you care and share. This is what we say. And if you're feeling like you know someone that needs to hear this, just take a second and go and share it. It's fine. We're here. We ain't going nowhere, but share it. Because this is what we do. We have to share. Sometimes we get a little bit hoarderish. You'll be like, no, this is just for me. I don't want no one to know. You know, I'm just trying to, no, share. Yeah? Okay. So how do we stop things from showing up? That's the question. Anybody can think about that. I'm not asking for the answer. I'm going to give it to you. How do you stop things from showing up? Let me ask this question. And if you've got your video on, I can't see, a lot of you are hiding behind your cameras today. Like, I like to see your faces. There you go. Hey, Michelle. Like, how many of you, yeah, have things that you would like to see stop showing up for you? Like, you know, this thing, it always happens. It's almost, sometimes it's like every year, around about the same time this happens. Or, you know, there's something that just keeps on happening, like every time you get a job, there's someone there who you don't like. Every time you, I don't know, every time you get on the bus, there's that man on the bus that you don't want to see and he's always there. What you resist persists. Maybe you should start looking forward to seeing that man on the bus and say, good morning, I've seen you again today. Stop resisting. And you know what's going to happen? You ain't going to see him no more. Because you don't want to see him. And it's like the moment you start to want it, it ain't going to be there no more. Come like Nanny McPhee. Me and Mum was talking about Nanny McPhee the other day. Was it me and you, Mum? We were talking about Nanny McPhee. And Nanny McPhee said, when you don't need me, when you need me and you don't want me, I will be there. You hear that? When you need me and you don't want me, I will be there. But when you want me and you don't need me, I won't be there. Because they didn't need her anymore. So it's that thing of what you need will show up for you. And when you don't need it anymore, it will be gone. So if things keep showing up for you, it's because it's an indication that there may be some resistance. There may be some resistance. If the same circumstances keep showing up week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, then boy, if you ain't got the message, you're going to be like the children in the wilderness, going an 11-day journey, walking around for 40 years in circles. I am so over it. I ain't walking around the wilderness for another 40 years for an 11-day journey. Why did that happen? Because what they resist persist. They resisted the change. They resisted leaving Egypt. They resisted leaving the very thing that they asked God to deliver them from. Can you imagine how we are as people? The very thing that they asked God to deliver them from was the very thing that they were resisting letting go. They were resisting letting go. I remember when I got healed from depression. And I tell you guys, I resisted letting go of depression. I remember sitting there, one of the days, I think it was like the next day, and I started to feel a little bit like sad. And I thought, oh, I feel really sorry, guys. 1 second. Guys, please. Can you shut the doors? Thank you. Sorry. I forgot what I was saying now.
You was resisting depression, or you wanted it.
Thank you very much. I was resisting depression. And what happened was that I remember sitting in the chair and all these sad thoughts started coming to my mind. And I started to embrace the sad thoughts. And I was like, yeah, oh my gosh. And then I caught myself and I said, Aundrea, what are you what are you doing? And I said, I don't know. I think I'm trying to make myself depressed. And I was like, but why are you trying to make yourself depressed? Do you like being depressed? And I was like, well, no. And I was like, so why am I trying to make myself depressed? And I was like, I don't know why I'm trying to make myself depressed. It's because it's what I'm used to. It's what I know. So do you want to be depressed? And I was like, no, I don't want to be depressed. So I said, choose to not be depressed. Stop thinking the sad thoughts that are going to make you depressed. And I was like, yeah, actually, what am I doing? So I just decided that I wasn't going to be depressed. And every time depression would come, I didn't resist the depression. I chose to be happy. There's a very big difference between resisting and choosing. I made a choice. I didn't resist it. I acknowledged it. And one of the keys to overcoming resistance is acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge the thing that you are resisting. And then once you've acknowledged it, so let's write this down. Acknowledge the thing. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to acknowledge it. You got to identify it and acknowledge it and sit with it. Sit with it for a moment. Ask yourself, okay, this is showing up for me. Is this what I want? Is this what I want to continue to show up for me in my life? And if it isn't, what do I do to change it? And what do I want to experience instead of this? And I'm telling you, sometimes when you're in that moment, it's very hard to sort of put your head in that space and be like, I don't want to experience this no more. So I'm going to choose to experience something different, because that's a whole new way of being. And I'm telling you, if you can embrace your freedom of choice, even to the point of your emotions, you will see a very different you. When I wake up in the morning, if I feel sad, I don't lie to myself and say I don't feel sad. I don't do that. They tell you, oh, just tell yourself you're not sad. No, don't tell yourself you're not sad. Acknowledge it. I feel sad. And then ask yourself the next thing. So the first thing you do is acknowledge. The next thing to do is ask yourself, why do I feel like this? Where does it come from? Those are the next two questions. So you write those down. So the first one is acknowledge. The second thing is ask why. And then the next question is, where does this come from? And then if you can't identify that, that's fine. The next question you ask yourself is, what do I want to experience in this moment? What do I want to experience? I'm telling you, this is so powerful what I'm giving you, and it really, really works. It works. That self-talk, it really works. I'm telling you, self-talk is a wonderful thing. I had a wonderful experience with some self-talk that I'm not going to share on here. Hey, but I tell you, boy, when you go through some stuff and you have to give yourself the self-talk, oh Lord, yes, the self-talk. So why? So acknowledge why and where does it come from? And then when you've done that, ask yourself, what do I choose to experience? What do I choose to experience in this moment? And you can either choose to experience it, and you can choose that, that's fine too. Or you can choose to not experience it, and that's fine too. But just remember, whatever you choose is what you've chosen. And whatever you've chosen will be your experience. So when you have the experience, don't be upset that you chose. You have to understand the power of choice, the power of free will, that I can choose to no longer resist. I choose a place of acceptance. I accept my good. I accept my bad. I accept my highs. I accept my lows. I accept when I'm in. I accept when I'm out. I accept when I'm happy. I accept when I'm sad. I accept it all. I don't resist any of it, but I choose to not stay in it for long periods of time. I choose that when I feel angry, I'm going to feel angry and I may cuss a bad word or two. I may do that, but then I'm going to choose, actually, this is not who I am. So I choose, yes, Shanice, I choose to accept it all. And I really want you guys to just take a moment and just think back for a moment. What if I just accepted everything? What if I just accepted the good? What if I just accepted the bad? What if I just accepted the highs? And what if I just accepted the lows and then made a choice to make it be what I want it to be, to experience what I want to experience, to go through what I want to go through? I choose. And that is the power of choice. So it also goes back to the teaching of being transformed by the renewing of your mind. This, what I'm teaching you here, is how you renew your mind. So we've taught about being transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do you renew your mind? By giving your mind new thoughts, by giving your mind new concepts, by giving your mind new ideas. This is how you transform from resistance to acceptance. Resistance, acceptance, same thing. Resist tense or accept tense. Do you want to resist tense or do you want to accept tense? It's a tense feeling, accept it. I don't want to resist tense anymore because tense lets me know where I need to grow. Woo, I like that one. Tense lets me know where I need to grow. Somebody write that down. Yeah, because when you feel tense, you know where you need to grow. When you feel tense, you know where you need to grow. So is it the accept tense or is it the resist tense? Which tense are you feeling? Because when you come to that place of acceptance, that's the growth. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, there is no growth in the comfort zone. Tyro, you are absolutely right. In the comfort zone, there's no growth. There is no, because you know, when you resist change, that's staying in the comfort zone. I'm resisting stepping out of the box. We did a teaching a little while ago called out of the box, step out of the box. Because in that box, we got depression, we got anxiety, we got rejection, we got all these funny stuff in there with us. But you know what's funny about it? We stay in there because I know these bad boys in here. I know rejection. Hey, rejection, how you doing? I don't want to talk to you. Rejection, you're rude. You're rude. Depression, how you doing? Oh, I just want to die. Okay, depression, I see you. Anger, I have to go, shut the hell up. Why don't you leave me alone? Oh, I know anger. Oh, I know anger. All of these things, what do you mean? But we know them and we're comfortable with them. That's who we know. But you see what's standing just outside of that room, that box. Love, joy, peace. In fact, love's in the box with you. Love be right there all the time. But we just be ignoring love. You know, every now and again we acknowledge love because love is always there. But outside is joy and peace and happiness and contentment and abundance. And I don't know those guys. I don't know them very well. So when I go out there and I'm like, hi. And they're like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just going to go back in there with those guys. I know them. We get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We get comfortable with being depressed. We get comfortable with being angry. We get comfortable with being anxious. And until we start to acknowledge it and say, you know what, actually, anxiety, I'm not really feeling you right now. And depression, I'm not really feeling you right now. And rejection, I'm not really feeling you right now. And guilt. You remember that bad boy that we spoke about last week? Guilt. I ain't really feeling you right now. So what do? Do you use the resistance or the acceptance? When guilt comes, acknowledge it. Ask it those same questions. Any emotion that comes to you That list of questions that I've given you, these are questions I give to my clients. Use the formula, it works. Use it, it works. Ask those questions and then do what? Choose. Make the choice to change, make the choice to grow, make the choice to evolve. Choose. And even more than that, you know, you can choose how you want to respond to a thing before you've even entered into a thing. Donnell, mute your mic, please, honey. You can choose how you want to respond. You can look at a situation and be right in front of the situation and say, you know what? I know what's going to happen, or I have an idea of what may happen, and I'm going to choose to respond like this. And you make a choice. You're a lot more likely to stick to that choice than if you make no choice and just go in it and just be like, whatever will be, will be. I'll just accept what happens to me. I'll just do whatever. I'll just accept whatever comes. Make the choice. Make the choice to change and remove resistance. When you keep resisting things, it will keep on showing up for you. It will keep showing up for you. So what is it in your life that you want to change? Just have a think about that just for a moment. What do you want to change? What do you want to stop doing? What do you want to stop being? What do you want to stop saying? Where do you want to stop going? Where? Where? What? Who? How? What are these things? What? And the truth of the matter is, don't say, I don't want. Because as soon as you say, I don't want, you're creating the want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. You're creating the want. So the I don't want will keep showing up for you. So rather than say what you don't want, say what you do want. I choose peace. I accept love. I choose joy. I choose honesty. I choose integrity. I choose grace. I choose love. And ultimately, I choose me. I choose me. I choose me in the morning. I choose me in the afternoon. I choose me at night. And I choose to love me with all of the good that I have and all of the bad that I have. I accept all of me. And it was only when I got to that place of accepting myself that I became even more confident in myself, because my validation was not predicated on information. A lot of people take our validation from information. It's just information. If somebody says to you that you're not good enough, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It's just that they're telling you that they think you're not good enough. But the truth is, what they're actually saying is they think they're not good enough, which is why they say you're not good enough. It's that reverse, you know? Right, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. Michelle said there's no such word as I don't want. There isn't. Well, there is, but there isn't. You say I don't want, it shows up for you. I'm telling you, I've experienced it over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I keep saying I don't want? I don't want to be famous. Why do I keep saying it? Am I using a bit of reverse psychology? I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't want fame. But the funny thing is, I don't want it. I don't want the fame, but it's coming. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's so funny because the very thing that you say, some of you might say, oh, I've heard a few of my people around me, I don't want to be a life coach. Okay, then. That's what I say. I just smile and I say, okay. If that's what you don't want, then that's what you don't want. What do you want? Because if you tell me what you don't want, that's what you're going to get. Tell me what you do want. Just take a moment and just write in the comments what you feel like you want. And don't write, I want. Choose. I choose happiness. Everyone just take a moment. If you want to write it on your paper, choose something. I choose love. Awesome. I choose love. I choose peace. I choose to be an influencer. I love that. I love that. Keep it coming, guys. I choose love. L-O-V-E, love, capital letters. I choose freedom. I choose to be free. I remember the day I chose to be free. It was so liberating. I choose peace. That's it. Awesome. I choose acceptance. I choose integrity. I choose abundance. I choose love. I choose faith. I choose peace. I choose joy. I choose all of the good gifts. I choose abundance. Absolutely. Yeah. What do you choose? What do you choose? What do you choose? You attract to you. The thing is as well, when we talk about resisting, what you think about, you attract to you. So if you want to kind of understand how does this resistance thing work, what you think about, you attract. So if you keep thinking, I don't like dogs, 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 why is it every time when you leave the house, you see a bloody dog? Every time there's a dog waiting for you. I don't like spiders. And every time you got to leave the block, there's that spider just dangling right in front of your face. And then you walk through it, and the next thing you know, you got the web on your face. Don't talk about it. the spider haters are like, oh, no. Yeah. I don't like litter. Yeah, so pick it up. Choose. If you don't like litter, pick it up. It's as simple. If you don't like it and you're going to keep resisting picking it up, then you're going to keep seeing the litter. If you don't like litter, pick it up or employ someone to pick it up or ignore it. Not ignore it, but accept it. Yeah. Just ignore, not ignore, accept. There is litter. But guess what? That litter is creating a job for somebody. So you're there saying you don't like litter, but that litter's created jobs for people. That litter has allowed someone to become a dustman or a dustwoman and or what you call a road sweeper. Yeah, that litter created a job. So you're saying you don't like litter, that's fine. You don't like it, but somebody else likes it. And if we removed all the litter, then there'll be no dustmen. What are they gonna do? Me dad was a dustman, I'm a dustman, my son's a dustman. I'm not saying all dustmen speak like that, by the way. Just, I don't know, I think he said something about Yorkshire. I don't even think that was a Yorkshire accent, but hey, some dustmen do speak like that, I know, right? But you know, some of them don't. Some of them these days it says, what one? I'm coming to take the rubbish. You didn't leave your thing outside. Yeah. I've seen them. Yeah, they come there. So not all dustmen talk like that. But it's what you think about. So like I said at the beginning, I remember always thinking, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want, and it would keep showing up for me. You'll get me a job up here. No, thanks, babes, I'm good, you know. I'm actually good having this job with ISI. I love it. Taiwo said he'll get me a job up there. Do you think I could do dustman job? I don't think so, you know. It's not my calling in life, you know. No. I used to call myself 5-star missionary. That's me. I'm 5-star evangelist. That's what I do. I'm 5-star evangelist, babes. I have to know about it. Like I choose abundance and glitz and sparkle and glam. This is what I choose. I choose. Yes, I choose. But what you think about is what you attract, the law of attraction. So think about what you're thinking about. And if you don't like what's showing up for you, think about what you're thinking about. Change what you are thinking about. If you're thinking, oh, I'm such a bad parent, stop thinking I'm such a bad parent and start thinking, how can I be a better parent? How can I be a better parent? What do I need to do to make me a better parent? Stop thinking, just sitting there, I'm a bad parent. I'm a bad this, I'm a bad that, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a that. Stop thinking about that and start doing what you need to do to create what you want to see. Choose, don't resist change. So what you resist will absolutely persist. So that's what it is. If you want to know how to change what you resist from persisting, change what you think and what you think about. What do you think about every day? Do you know, every day I wake up, I say, I'm so happy with my life. I literally say, I am so happy with my life. I'm so happy with my life. I am so grateful for my life. And this is what's showing up for me, more reasons to be grateful. Since I've started doing this gratitude thing every day, more reasons to be grateful is showing up for me. I've stopped resisting the bad stuff. I just accept it. Okay, that's what happened. That's what happened. I've stopped. And as I've decided and made a choice to do what I need to do, the good stuff is showing up for me. So I want to open up the floor. Thank you, guys. And if you have a question on this, please do raise your hand. Raise your hand so that we can talk about this. Anybody got any questions on what you resist, persist, or anybody want to share an experience of that? Tyler had his hand up. Tyler, did you have your hand up, honey? Did you want to say something?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Can you see me? Oh, dear. My camera's over there. My screen's over here. Let's move it to let's do that to help a bit. Yeah, just to say, this is a very powerful message, and it's one I've heard before, and it's absolutely true. Because gosh, you've seen all my stuff here, all my work stuff from the day job. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Anyway, where do I begin? You know, I had a message like this, gosh, long time ago, and it was a Mike Murdoch one, and he said, tell your kids, don't play on the streets. What do the kids hear? Streets, 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 streets. And where do you find them? On the streets. You know? So yeah, that was I mean, I lived on Mike Murdoch's messages like my life depended on it. And I tell you, more than 20 years later, 20, 30 even, they're just etched in my brain, you know, because I realize that they're universal principles. I don't know why even some of this is not as if because the Bible says this in Ezekiel, this and that, you know. But you find that these principles are true. So yes, it's so important what we think. And sometimes to change those thoughts is even easier said than done, you know. But yeah, this is a very good message to remind us to change how we think. While you were speaking, Aundrea, in the earlier part, it just reminded me of situation with work colleagues, people. One thing I find, and I'm actually trying to apply it now because I've just started this new job, is if you resist somebody, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get easier. Those people that you feel there's always a friction between you, or you're afraid of, or they're the ones you need to, you know, sort of get used to being around them. Get used to accepting that that's how they are. Get used to accepting that they're going to irritate you, you know, because I can speak from at least a couple of experiences. Some of them are quite old, that when you do that, after a while, they'll notice that whatever it is they were trying to achieve, or maybe they felt intimidated and they were just acting up, they'll soon realize, well, there was nothing to be intimidated about in the first place. But if you react and start opposing, as in you don't accept, then you're just inflaming the tension. You're pouring petrol onto the fire, and a situation that could have turned out for good, you could have had a long-term contract or something, can end up just being messed up because of that. So this is a very important message, and one which we all need to hear quite often, I'd say. So thank you, Your Highness, for this word today.
Thank you, Tyler. It's so good. Thank you so much. And guys, and you know, like as Tyro said, even in work relationships. And that is a great example as well, because I've had someone come to me and had an issue with somebody at work, and they constantly had an issue with this person at work, and they, you know, they didn't, for 4 years, I think they didn't speak to the person. And I said to them, how about if you change your approach? How about if you say good morning to them? And how about if you ask them, how's your day? What's going on with you? You know, we've been here for how many years? And, you know, it's like, no, she does. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, try. And I kid you not, they went to work the next day and they ended up having a whole conversation with the person and realizing that the person was going through a very traumatic experience that had scarred them, which is why they turned up for work that way every single day. And that person was able to turn around to the other person and say, you know what? I'm here for you if you need to talk. I'm here, and I'm sorry that you've experienced that. And I know that that couldn't have been good for you. And they then got a friend. They then made a friend. 4 years working in the same place, not talk to the person, walk past, felt like the person had an issue with them. And the issue was never the person. The issue was the person. And this is what we have to understand, is when people have issues, 9 times out of 10, it's got nothing to do with you. 9 times out of 10, it's their own issue. It's their own stuff that they're dealing with. And they've put that on others. So that's what we face. Yeah. So I think Darnell had his hand up first.
Sorry, I'm like writing on my laptop and then my phone's here. But first question, Tyra, where's your camera from? Because that's some different type of 4K camera. Like, is it just me that can see the quality? Is it just me?
It looks really good. It does.
Yeah. What camera is that?
It's called well, the camera is actually different from the lens. So yeah, I bought it you know, when I was doing the setup for working from home, teaching online. The camera is a Blackmagic Design camera, 4K, well spotted. The lens is actually a film lens. It's actually a what cine lens. Is what's her name on today?
Them big boy lenses.
Yeah. So, but you know, not because I wanted some flashy lens for it. There are way more. This lens was relatively cheap for the camera. There's lenses that cost 10 times more. I just needed a lens that fit the camera, because none of the lenses from the other sort of like regular photograph camera would work, you know. So I bought this. Yeah, and it was the investment I made, and I'm still paying for it. But it's really it was a worthwhile investment, because everybody compliments my setup and everything, you know. So yeah, thank you. Yes,
So we need to get one of those for ISI.
We don't get one of those for ISI. We need the details. I said we need the details, Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send you the info.
Get that for ISI, so we get some HD camera looking thing, you know. But yeah, carry on.
What I was gonna say is how this topic today has just made me realize like how powerful we are as individuals, because when you break down the fact that simply of you resisting something means that you're giving it so much power to the point that it just exists no matter what you do, goes to show what you can actually achieve when you decide to give the power with a positive action or a positive thought. Because I'm thinking like, why is it that we're resisting is coming? But it's because in our mind we are telling ourselves this thing is so prevalent that we need to spend every day fighting against it. We need to spend every minute moving away from it. So the thing is gonna be there. You yourself, no one else is telling you that it's there. It's you in your own mind telling you, look, it's there. I need to block it out. I need to put on the blockers every day. And it's just mad, because when you start to understand the power that you have in your mind, it's crazy. It's crazy. So stop resisting people. Know that you can get rid of it alone just by getting rid of it. You have that power.
Come on. That was awesome, Daniel. Literally, just by changing your thinking, you can change what shows up for you. Just, this is what I said, the secret. So underneath everything that you've written, write the formula for overcoming resistance is to change my thoughts about it. Change your thoughts about a thing. You have the power to change your thoughts instantly. Instantly. Some of you may have been coming to ISI week after week after week after week. You've been here. And I may say something and you decide that, right, I'm not going back to ISI. Just like that. But for how many weeks it was great and you was getting, getting quality from it. And then all of a sudden I've said the wrong thing and you changed your mind. That is how quickly we can change our mind about anything. Some of you may be like, you know what? I didn't think ISI was good, but you've come and you've received something great. So you've decided, actually, I want to be at ISI every week. You changed your mind. You changed your mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Stop thinking about the thing and start thinking about what you want to show up. Put all that energy, when you see the dog, don't just be thinking, I don't want a dog to bite me. I don't want a dog to bite me. What's going to happen? You're giving the dog, bite me energy. Bite me because I don't want it. So the thing that you don't want is going to show up for you and the dog's going to think you're playing and start chasing you because you're running. Ah! So the dog starts chasing you because he thinks you're playing. Yeah. What you resist persists. Dog is coming. So change your mind, change your thoughts. Patricia, you had your hand up, darling. Mama.
Yes, I think it's like 2 Sundays ago. I was cooking and all of a sudden I started to feel really ill. And my grandson, Darnell, was here and I could say, oh, I feel so bad. Oh, I feel dizzy, I feel this. He goes, Grandma, what you resist? And I thought, oh yeah, it's true. So I thought, anyway, he said to me, go and sit down. So I came and I sat down and I said, you know what? I'm not going to resist this. I'm just going to just go with it. And before I knew it, I don't know when I started feeling better, but all I know was I felt better completely.
I was there. I witnessed it. I was there.
Yeah, he was there, yeah. Because he said, Grandma, what you resist persists. And I thought, yeah, it's true. And I felt better till it's as if nothing was wrong with me. And I think it was last Friday, I went shopping, parked my car, there was no cars behind mine. When I came back with my shopping, there was this man and what you call them? Halford, the one that fixes your car. They were right behind my car that I couldn't get into my boot. And the man's looking at me and I'm thinking, I'm not going to resist. I said, I'll just take my shopping and I'll open the door and I'll put it in the car. And the man said, oh, would you like some help? I said, yes, please. And he put all my shopping in the car for me. So hadn't I resist, if I had resist and start getting upset, so I won't get him up. Because before, like a few years ago, I would have cut. But the man said, would you like some help? I said, Q. And the man helped me. And the man carried on doing his business. And neither of us was angry. So really, what you resist persists. Yeah. But when it comes and you don't resist it,
yeah,
it really works.
Make a choice. It's making that choice.
I made the choice not to get
in that moment.
I said, you know what? I said, okay, I'll open the door and I'll put my shopping in the back of my car. And just as I said that, he said, would you like some help? And the man helped me and I said, thank you. And I'll go about my business.
Yeah, yeah. So what you resist persists, guys.
It's true.
Yeah, it's, you've got to get to that place of absolute acceptance. Get to that place of absolute, like, I am just going to go with this. I'm not going to resist it anymore, and it's understanding that you have the power of choice. You have the power of choice. Guys, these are the kind of things that we're going to be talking about on a really deep level when we start our inner circle, which will be coming soon. So look out for the adverts for the inner circle. If you are not in our WhatsApp group and you would like to be added to our WhatsApp group, please either drop your number or send your number to one of the ISI team. That'll be Darnell. I can't see who else is here.
Yeah, name and number, please.
Okay, yeah, you'll see if they should have ISI in front of their names. You can tap one of them and send your name and number, and you will be added to our amazing WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mum. That was really encouraging. And you know, we are getting to a space where so much things is happening. Guys, save the date as well. The 9th of April, we are doing a launch. It's not the official date yet, but just pencil it in and save the date. Okay, so guys, I just want to say thank you all for being here with me tonight, and I hope that you've all got some wonderful stuff from tonight. I hope you've written down and you're ready, that this week you're gonna, you know, think about it. But I'm gonna hand over to my darling Laverne, Can I Just Be Me, game changer, who is gonna see you guys out. I love you all, and I will see you all same time, same place next week, Wednesday. What you resist persists, so let's make choices. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, blessed week. Bye, everybody.